Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of The Top 5. We're going to do something a little bit different this time. I have the first video, which is about a glitch that hopefully the developers can see my video, or some other people identify it, and then they can fix it. So let's get started with that. That way they don't have to watch the whole thing. Alright, here we are. Glitch. Rewatch. And this was just a challenge match I did fairly recently. I actually don't remember. I'm still going to go do a commentary. I will pause it when we get to the glitch spot. But I'm running HGDI and Babagnish. I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry I ruined your name. He is Nod. We both have a very similar start. Now, he's actually saving his money in the beginning, trying to see what he gets rushed with, or pumping out something more expensive if he doesn't get rushed. I don't see anything. I push a little bit farther forward. Still don't see anything. Push a little farther forward. I got rocket squads in case, and to do some harvester harassment. I'm thinking he might even be AFK at this point. I decided to start pushing down with stuff, and this is when he actually does, he's going after my harvester, builds a quick chem trooper with the money he saved up, trash both my guys. So, because I see the chem trooper, I go for a pit bull to try to continue the pressure on that, and then a rhino to deal with the chem troopers. So this way I can go after his harvester, make him run back and deal with the chem troopers. He starts building air. This glitch actually is about a air unit a little bit toward the end of this one that just stopped firing. I had it right next to the enemy. It stopped shooting. I told it to shoot the enemy. It wouldn't. Told it to shoot the enemy again. It wouldn't. And then I moved it onto another square next to the enemy, and then it did start firing again. I did have another unit that the enemy had killed, which I guess that maybe somehow made it stop firing. I don't know. Okay, here we got a little fight for the missiles going. I managed to get the first missile in my favor. And I'm doing pit bulls and APCs. APCs to deal with any infantry. Pit bulls is the primary, move and shoot to deal with those air. I want rocket squads, but I don't want to overdo it because of the chem troopers. And he's going just heavy air. He is protecting his harvesters with some scarabs. When my pit bull was about dead anyway, I went ahead and wasted it to get rid of half that scarab. I am getting out some more rocket squads. I didn't want to overdo the rocket squads at first, but he was going so heavily in the air, and I had gotten rid of his chem troopers. Unless he built more, I needed to get out some rocket squads to counter his air units, which did work quite well. I still have that APC in the front in case he builds a chem trooper. He builds a 4th air unit. And I believe my 2-3 rocket squads actually take out those air units pretty good. But here soon, he's going to summon a drill pod, and that's when the glitch will happen. So, I'm about to wait for that. Okay, here's the glitch right here. This drill pod, it kills my rocket squads, moves up there. I send an air unit over that I build really quickly to hold the territory and eventually kill those flame troopers, and the air unit just stops firing. I actually don't know if it fired. See, I boosted it got over there. It turned to shoot them, then it stopped to kill the air unit, which I told it to do. Then I told it to kill the flamers right away. It didn't shoot. Told it to kill the flamers again. Still not shooting at the flamers. I'm like freaking out. Why are you not firing? And then I move it pretty soon, eventually. Sometime, the one on the top right. Yeah, I move it, and then it finally starts shooting at them. So the glitch was fixed eventually, but it was really weird that I had an air unit sitting right next to an infantry. It should have shot on its own, and I told it to shoot 2 times, and it would not. So something to watch out for that. If you guys ever see a unit not shooting, you need to tell it to move. You can tell it to move and probably cancel. That might work as well. Don't quote me on it. But, at least this way you know how to fix that if you have a unit not firing, which could cost you the game. Anyway, now, moving on to our other stuff. I lost this one against Slave. Good job, Slave, from the Masters of Mayhem. And this was he was a highly ranked opponent, so rank-wise I should have lost, but I think our units were pretty even. So it was a good match, and he outdid me. This was from a day or 2 ago, so I actually don't remember how he beat me. But I start with basic harvester. He actually goes for the rifleman first, so I actually have a money advantage. And it looks like our riflemen are the same level. And looks like we're matching 1v1. Then I focus fire, so I should kill his first and have more health than my other. try to move in, but he finishes mine off before, gets a little bit of a defense bonus, so he'll probably win that with a little bit more than I will. But I built another guy because I had the money advantage. He just now gets out his harvester, so I definitely do have him on money. I build a pit bull, I think, to harvester harass. Yep, he's got rocket squads to counter that. Good of him. Try to get away, boost. Looks like he's got some air. I've got a rhino to deal with infantry and air. Try to keep him back. Build another rhino. So, I'm doing really good. I think I'm winning pretty much at this point. As long as I keep building the rhinos, maybe a rifleman would do really good at this point. There's a rifleman. Because none of his guys are good against infantry. They're good against vehicles. I went to the bottom right. We're keeping this missile just neutralized. Guess I sent my rifleman up and around to go try to deal with that top left while I was holding them off on the bottom right. But he builds an air unit, which is going to counter them quite well. So more anti-vehicle. So he's got me countered pretty well here at this point. I got more rhinos trying to deal with the infantry and air. And honestly, I'm just having a problem keeping up with him. I don't know why. Maybe his guys are just more upgraded, and he did out-micro me a little bit when I had my infantry over by his air guy. That was a mistake of mine, but one infantry shouldn't have made that much of a difference where he had so many units. Maybe I wasn't building fast enough because I did pump out those 4 units back to back. So it could have been poor micro and not building. Trying to hold off his APC. I got an artillery unit out, and he does good actually going after my artillery almost right away before I could reposition it. I didn't want to push forward before I had that APC coming out to guard from all of his other guys. But the Rhino. But the Rhino didn't get there in time, and with all of his infantry and the other Rhino even, he manages to still take out my artillery. So it was not worth its value that game. I'm still building rhinos. I'm trying to get out pit bulls with his pit bulls. Honestly, the big thing is he's weak against infantry. The only thing he's got that he builds this whole game for infantry is APCs, which are a little bit later. They're kind of costly too. I should have built a lot more infantry that game. If I had built more rocket squads and riflemen, I probably would have pushed him back significantly because he's not building any rhinos. But I went a little vehicle heavy that game, and he was heavy anti-vehicle, so that was not smart of me. Look at this. He outplayed me. He did very well. He said I had the advantage at the beginning, but I didn't maintain it. Anyway, continuing on. Oh, wait a second. That wasn't even one of my favorites. That was just a previous match. Ay. Me being stupid. Sorry, guys. Alright, so. Oh, here's one I just called a good match. Let's watch it. This guy's got me on levels massively. And he's got me on rank massively. I'm at the bottom of Masters, and he's in Tiberium. So, full league on me. There's Masters 2, Masters 1, and then Tiberium. So. See, I actually started with one of my unique Harvester beginning harassments, a tank build, hoping to catch him off guard. Because you don't see that, honestly, a lot in Masters. So, every now and then, especially if I'm in a challenger match, a lot of if I'm going to win or lose is determined by that first vehicle, if I do a rush like that. And even though I'm not able to kill his Harvester, I am keeping it away from the Tiberium, so the match is pretty equal. And I'm building Riflemen to counter his rocket squads and Riflemen. And I still have the tank. I'm trying to lure his infantry into the Tiberium to take damage and die, but he doesn't fall for it. He goes for the bases. It's very smart of him. So I go for a base, and then the bottom left one as well. Finally get his guys into the Tiberium. He's got to go for that money. So I start falling back, and I'm trying to kill the rocket squads, take him down with the riflemen on the right. Still trying to kind of get his guys to walk through the Tiberium, even just standing there is taking damage. Some more riflemen. I noticed I'm going to lose the bottom right, so I moved the riflemen onto, so I got 2 bases trying to go for it. And I decided to retreat the tank to the back left and bring in my buggy to do a body block, which works quite well. Now he's fighting my rifleman, and I'm about to get the first missile. Advantage me. I finally get out my harvester. He does have a money advantage, but he's got like rocket squads just dying in Tiberium, and that first missile really gave it to me. Now we're in the later game, and his tank's totally going to outdo mine. I mean, he's got 10 rhinos to fight my 9 buggies. He's got 10 tanks to fight my 10 tanks. So I'm pumping out rocket squads now. I'm kind of worried. They're cheap. They'll help me get caught up on money. I decided to start getting some air. And he does an ion cannon, which now, honestly, at this point, I think our money's pretty even. Just because of that ion cannon, which didn't do that much. And he's got tanks to fight my air units, so once I take out his tanks, I will have an advantage. But he's about to kill my harvester, which will give him that money advantage back. And, yeah, no one's fired the second missile yet. So I get his tank, and I've harassed his harvester with my air, bringing my tank over. Honestly, I kind of want it to die because we're still a ways away from the missile, and at the same time I was hoping to maybe finish off his harvester for a little money. Does another ion cannon, puts us back equal to the money. He does have a unit advantage, but I'm starting to build. I need to get. I'm up past the halfway mark of the missile. I need to get to these 3 points. So I build fast units with the attack bikes because I see that he had a little bit of air, and they can get across the map quickly. Now, he makes the mistake of putting air against the attack bikes. I guess maybe that might have worked out to get them killed if he had more time. If he had moved that tank that's guarding his harvester down, he possibly could have even made it work out. I did a body block with the bikes, and even though the bikes were not going to win against the pit bull, gave me the missile for the game. Honestly, if you just move that tank down, one shot against those bikes in the middle, a little bit neutral, gone on for a while, and he probably would have turned it around and won that one. Alright, bad micro. This is the one I lost I was going to show you guys. This is bad micro on my part. This was not the loss I had earlier. This is one I actually recorded. So, Lonta. Did I say that right? Let's see if I can. Yeah, Lontra. Good job. This is another game where I went for the harvester harassment. But not with a tank. I decided to do it with attack bikes. Save a little bit of money. If it fails, get out the harvester at a decent time. But I see that he's coming in with his jump jet troopers, which is a very good counter for my attack bikes, as well as if I could pump out a harvester. I have riflemen to try to counter them, and to deal with his rocket squads. And I'm kind of just keeping my attack bikes back until I can deal with them. And I'm pushing them back, getting the points, doing good here. Honestly, I really should build a harvester soon, though. But because of all the stuff I've been pumping, I'm probably having money issues. Now I see that rhino, and I'm thinking, I need to get my attack bikes over here. This was some poor micro on my part. I should have moved the infantry out of there or moved them up so that my attack bikes could have been attacking the rhino while the infantry was attacking the rocket squads. Instead, I lost the infantry, and my attack bikes were at like half health before they even started firing, and they were fighting the rocket squads at that point. That was some poor micro on my part. And I've gotten the money now with a harvester, and I've got some stuff to try to counter his guys. I moved those infantry on in hopes to stall the point, but I'm honestly, again, kind of back to bad micro at this point, because rifleman against a rhino was not good, and he manages to get that missile, because it was just a little too slow. He's doing good counters there with the jet troopers. I really should push the infantry advantage a little bit more on this than I am. There's a little bit of riflemen. Got my tank there. I went to harass his harvester, but I ended up just fighting his guys because it was still at full health. I wasn't going to do anything. I'm just trying to get out, bug stuff to deal with those jet troopers. And I see that he's got vehicles, so I'm pumping out tanks and rocket squads again, trying to protect my harvesters, push them back, get my guys overlapping themselves, so I got multiple firing. He does a good job blocking off my tank with the jet troopers. I should have brought the buggy down. Instead, I went up, trying to take out, I guess, the riflemen. That was a mistake. That was another bad micro, because I wanted to leave those almost dead riflemen alive for a little bit longer, so that he couldn't build multiple units like he just did. Now he's got, 3 fresh units on the field instead of 2. And he's managed to take the bottom right from me. I'm trying to hold him off on the top left, but now I've got a tank losing to a jet trooper, and another tank that just killed a pit bull to lose to another jet trooper, and I don't have anything but, slow riflemen trying to make their way over there to counter him. They're not going to get on the points at all, so he's got both points on me. And he only needed 1, because if the other one was neutral, he'd still get the shot, so he definitely had me big time there. It was some poor micro on my part. And with what I was building was kind of bad too. I think I overdid the tanks. There was like once, maybe twice, where tanks were very useful. The rest of those tanks, I was losing to 50 cost guys with a 60 cost. So, even though tanks are great, sometimes they're not the way to go. Yeah, that was the guy who I actually had levels on him. So, and he's from Ascension. Congrats, guys. I've got Harvester Harass. I've been showing a lot of that. These 5. And an MLRS video. Wolfie. I fought Wolfie a lot. He's a good player. I think he's beat me as much as I beat him. We're pretty... Speed this up a little bit. So, let's see, I got Riflemen. Speed this up more. Rocket Squads. He builds rocket squads. I use the riflemen. Go through my riflemen. They're killing his rocket squads. Now they're also being used as body blockers while I deal with his harvester. He has riflemen killing them. Now he's got 2 harvesters. That was a mistake. I managed to continue to get the first missile. Now I'm throwing everything I practically can toward his guys. He pushes me back with bikes and tanks. I build a bunch of air, throw him on all 3 points, and then decide, wait, now I've got time to harass and kill some stuff. I save my harvester, kill another one of his, get the second missile. And when I killed that other one of his, he pulled his guys off from the bottom left. I sped that one up because it was mostly just about I'm harassing his harvesters, pulling them away. Some pretty base tactics. I didn't think it needed to be slowed down to go over every little move in detail. Here's one, though. We'll go at regular speed. It was just a lot of harvester rest. Go for the base's harvester rest. Go for the base harvester rest. And he was in the wrong place at the wrong time each time. Almost. I said he defied me back. Now let's see. This one, I start the harvester. He's got infantry. I build my infantry. He gets his harvester. So practically mirrored. I'm going to lose the first battle with infantry because he got the defensive bonus. But being closer, I'm going to get my infantry over there sooner. And I kind of want to push him back. The reason for that is he could go through and get to my harvester. I can't go through to defend it without going into the Tiberium. Now, here's where I push forward with my riflemen, and then I was going to continue forward with my rhino to where he's standing, but he blocked me off. He got a second harvester, so he's got a heavy money, expensive build. But he stops short with his rocket squads because, rifleman versus rocket. I try to push up my little rifleman just to get it killed so I can build faster, And I build an MLRS, and I think, I could get a vehicle to block above in the Tiberium, and I've already got the infantry and the rhino if the infantry were to die, which I can move up, blocking from the bottom. So now I can deal with a bunch of his vehicles. There's a 30 cost vehicle right there. Now here's a pit, and gets his rhino. Here comes a 40 cost, boom, gone, and he used a 30 buff. So that made it 70 cost. That was worth it just for that one pit bull with the buff. And there goes another pit bull. So 70, 40, that's 110 plus the 30, that was 140. Not to mention the people I'm keeping alive to deal with its harvesters. I killed that one harvester because I kept that one pit bull alive. That's an extra 100 in my advantage. So, 140 to 240, and still going up. I get another one. I'm putting it behind the rocks. If you look, I'm putting it behind stuff, so he's got to go around, giving me time to fully launch before he can even shoot at me. If I can body block him, I can fully launch. He maybe shoots at my blocker one time, and then I can launch a full second time. And even if he kills my blocker with that one shot, I potentially have time for 3, full shots of the missile before he can get to me in most cases. I've got a harvester blocking the MLRS up top to the left, so I've got an air unit blocking in front of it. That air unit normally can't body block, but in this situation, it can. So he can't get to my, MLRS. So that's a good way to remember how to block with air units. Because if he tried to go through my air unit, he'd find himself in trouble. Now, he finally uses his money, well, even though he's got a money disadvantage at this point, big time, and I'm going for the points because it's almost over. And he starts pumping out the disruptor thing. This is a bad thing because I've got one rifleman. Are you really that afraid of one rifleman? I guess he's trying to use the range on him, but he can't because his things are good against infantry. My MLRS, which, yeah, I even took out one of them, are good against vehicles. So, I mean, I've already got him countered. What he really needed was either more infantry to out-infantry me or an air unit. Air units could have killed the MLRS or, moved around without fear of dying to them. Infantry could take a few shots from it, waste my loads on a rifleman or a rocket squad, twice versus killing a pit bull. I can kill 2 pit bulls or 1 rifleman or 1 rocket squad. What's more money efficient for you? Not to mention you can actually move in with that rocket squad and kill the guy. You might be losing your infantry battles 1-on-1 versus me, but it's going to do a lot better than an APC or a pit bull. And even building one of those disruptors, because of how I was pumping out infantry the whole game, would not have been bad. 2 was a mistake. 2 was a huge mistake. 1, he could have used to clear out the infantry, then he just got to worry about vehicles and air. So his rocket squads would have been really good. If he had done one of those, kept it back, and pushed forward with massive rocket squads, that would have worked. But while he was busy doing that, if he did it for my Tiberium, I would have had the points and won. And if he did it down below, I was eventually going to kill his harvesters. On this map, those harvesters are very vulnerable to MLRS behind the missile. And behind those glacier rocks, there's a lot of choke points on this map. And using a choke point with MLRS or any artillery, support unit, ranged unit, is very good. So this map is designed to work with ranged support units. And another thing is because you can go over a lot of these choke points with air units, air is also very good on this map. So support, body blockers, air. Little map tip for you. And I think that is everything. Bad marker. Yep. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more info. Enjoy.